Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hey, what's up, hello, and if you're a loyal bestie, hey, what's up, what's poppin'. So let's get right into today's video. If you don't know, now you know, I love to travel. And not only do I love to travel, but I became a flight attendant recently, period. Okay, and I'm super proud of myself. Nobody's proud of me, I'm proud of me, okay? Super proud of myself for this accomplishment. I never thought I would be where I'm at today. If you would have asked me this summer, did I think I would be a flight attendant? And I would have told you no. It was God's divine timing. It was up to God. He blessed me. He gave me what I needed in life. And here we are today, okay? Today, I want to give you guys my tips on how to travel budget friendly, okay? And how I personally did it. So I went to St. Lucia for a weekend from Friday to Sunday, paid only $900 for my accommodations. Everything else, it's what you decided to do. So I'm gonna tell you guys how I made this a really nice, budget friendly vacation. Solo vacation on top of that. So solo vacations make a big difference because most of the times for the hotels, hotels, you're paying for the room. So although I stayed in an all-inclusive resort, which you pay per person, that makes a difference. Because if you're solo, most of the times they'll charge you extra because you're paying for that other person. Does that make sense? Does it? Alright, I know y'all understand what I'm trying to say. So if you're solo, you're paying a little bit more to accommodate the price the second person would be paying. You might not pay the full amount, but you're paying a portion. Opposed to having a trip for 2 people or more where you each individually split the price. So me personally, I love a vacations package because it's simple. So I've used JetBlue Vacations not once but twice. When I went to Cancun, Mexico, I only paid $900 from Friday to Monday. That was in 2021, and both times, St. Lucia and Mexico, I went through JetBlue Vacations. And basically JetBlue Vacations is a third-party type of thing with JetBlue. So they basically bundle up the flight prices with hotel or resort prices and give you smack in the middle one price. So when I did St. Lucia, because it was a solo trip, I didn't have to wait on anybody. I booked the trip in August and I had to pay for everything within 3 weeks. Literally $900 within 3 weeks. Some may say that might only be a little bit, but for me it was a lot in only 3 weeks when I had other bills and other necessities and stuff. So I grinded to make sure that vacation happened, because that's exactly what I wanted to do. And it's funny because over the summer I told myself I wanted to do St. Lucia to figure out where I wanted to be in life. I wanted a nice Caribbean beach type of birthday vibe, solo, and I wanted to figure out what my next steps in life would be. I just wanted to be on the beach and manifest and write down in the journal and all that good stuff and try to figure out what I wanted in life. But come to find out, that's why it's all God's divine timing, okay? God actually said, no. Before you go to St. Lucia, I want you to enjoy St. Lucia. I'm gonna put a career path in front of you before you leave to St. Lucia, okay? So that was all God's timing, okay? So I was able to sit back, relax, and enjoy St. Lucia the way I wanted to. That's why it's always good to go a solo vacation. This was actually my first solo vacation and I loved it. I was obsessed. It gave everything it needed to give. And if you didn't watch my vlog of St. Lucia, watch it after this video, okay? So yeah, so a tip I can give you is try to find a budget friendly vacations package, whether you're using JetBlue Vacations, Delta Vacations, Expedia, Booking.com, Priceline, Travelocity, or whatever you're gonna use a package deal, because 9 out of 10 they're giving you a good price. So Mine was $9 and some change. If you don't know, now you know. JetBlue, if you have a blue flight, and if you book JetBlue vacations, you're automatically in a blue flight, you have no change fees. So I was able to call JetBlue, I think it was like 2 weeks after I paid my initial deposit. And JetBlue vacations, you're able to pay a deposit and pay the rest 30 days before you leave. So being that I only booked it 2 months before I left, the deposit was, the remainder was due in 3 weeks, which was 30 days before I left for my vacation. So I paid the deposit, and being that the hotel had a no change fee as well up until I think October 2nd or something, mid-September I looked on the website and the price dropped, I think like $80. I forgot exactly what it dropped. I wound up paying $90. It dropped a good portion, which I was able to keep that as a credit if I were to use them again within a year. So that's a blessing. You don't get your money back, but it is a credit. Which that credit is transferable, so if you want to gift it to somebody or whatever, might have been like $40 or $50. I don't remember, but I did get a few dollars back as a credit, which is a blessing. So yeah, I wound up paying $900 for my flight and all-inclusive resort from Friday to Sunday. Also, JetBlue Vacations gives you 1 free wine on the plane, period, if you're a wine girly, and then airport transfers to your resort. So my resort happened to be an hour just about away from the airport, so that free transfer came in handy, okay? Because taxis could probably be like $100 and it was a free transfer. I didn't have to worry about that. That was a huge saver, a huge blessing, a huge budget friendly tip. So I paid for that, whatever. Another budget friendly tip is book your vacation right before you leave. So this could be a pro and a con actually, but it's a tip that works for me on this vacation, and I'm providing the tip for you because maybe it'll work for you. Book your trip like if you have the money, obviously. If you don't, plan it in advance, but book your trip about a month or 2 before you leave, okay? And that would help with the cost, because sometimes, especially JetBlue, they have deals every so often. So once you see a deal that is beautiful and works for your pockets, book it. And most of the time they have last minute deals. I know Carnival has last minute deals, which may work for you, okay? So the first 2 tips is 1, book a vacations package, and 2, book it last minute. Number 3, plan everything before you go. Do research. Figure out what you want to do before you leave. I personally love, and I stand by this, I use Viator.com to book all my excursions. So when I went to St. Lucia, if you've seen the vlog, you already know, I went on a land and sea tour. The first time I like pre-booked it, but originally I was going to, and hold up, Viator actually has it where you reserve now and pay later. You pay, I think, 2 days before you leave. So perfect. If you want to switch your plans up, if you want to change the excursions or whatever, you can easily cancel it $0, because you technically didn't pay nothing. No, smart. So with Viator.com, I originally seen it was I wanted to do the mud baths. That was like the only thing I cared about in St. Lucia. It was $100. But then when I kept doing research and TikToking and looking on Viator, I found a land and sea tour, which provided me with the beach, provided me with lunch, it provided me with the waterfall and the mud baths for only $15 more than what I was gonna originally pay. Research, baby girl, research. So $115 to do 4 different activities is amazing. And it was an all-day tour. It was the best, period. Okay. Also, with booking with Viator, I was able to do the street party. And when I did the street party, which is a big thing in St. Lucia, it was literally a big party where you could purchase food and like drinks and like have a lit night on the street. With that, I actually didn't purchase food there because I stayed at all-inclusive, so I ate before I left for the tour. It was a night tour, so I was able to have dinner at my resort, which saved me some money, okay? I also booked the tour through Vidor, and I only paid $25 round trip for a tour guide, well, a tour person to take me to the street fair. But being that I was there solo, there was a whole bunch of females on the tour. They treated me like I was with them the whole time. We stayed together the entire time, so I felt super safe, super welcomed, and it was amazing for only $25, and it was lit, okay? I didn't have to spend money at the street party because I had an all-inclusive that provided me with drinks, provided me with food. I didn't really drink that night, I don't think, because I wanted to keep aware of my surroundings, especially being a night party and stuff or whatever. But I definitely ate before I went, which saved me some money. Okay, my next tip is to book tours that provide you with food and drinks. So once you leave the resort, you don't have to spend money on food and drinks, okay? Okay, the next tip I would say is, my next tip is try to research on TikTok specifically, budget-friendly locations. So St. Lucia is typically on the cheaper side for the Caribbean islands. So overall, it's really affordable to go to St. Lucia. So try to find on TikTok, especially because I'm a TikTok girly, okay? Try to find on TikTok budget-friendly locations in the area or the continent that you want to go to. So I want to hit up Europe. So I've been researching budget-friendly cities in Europe, and I found a few. And yeah, what works for me might not work for you. Do you for you, okay? Find the vacation type of vibe and figure out a budget that you want to spend before you go. Also, like I said, prepay for everything. So I'm a type, because I've only really traveled to the Caribbean and Mexico, to all-inclusive it. I love me some all-inclusive, because once I pay for the price, I know, okay, after I book my tours and stuff, I can bring $100 with me, $200 with me, because everything else is paid for and I don't really need to buy anything. And 9 out of 10, I'm bringing most of that money back home with me, okay? Also, when booking the vacation packages, read the fine print. Figure out if you have to spend any more money for the security deposit on your resort and etc. Figure out if you have to pay taxes. It'll tell you all that on the vacation packages before you go. Also, bring everything that you think you might need, even then some, okay? Sunscreen. Just like essential items, bring those with you, because 9 out of 10, most of those times that you go to these countries in the Caribbean islands specifically, it costs more money to buy a sunscreen elsewhere than back at home or on Amazon. So say for instance, a thing of sunscreen is $10 at home. Because in those countries, they know that some people may forget those items and it's a necessity, they need it. They'll either A, jack up the price, or B, if it's imported, it'll cost more regardless. So why not bring it from home where it's gonna cost you cheaper? Okay, duh. Also, another tip I could give you. When I went to Vegas this past January, we booked our one-way price, and that's another thing too. Sometimes booking 2 one-way trips is cheaper than booking a round trip. So we booked a one-way to Vegas from New York. I had some points and stuff, and I wind up having to pay only $56 to go to Vegas from New York with my points and everything else. But coming home, we needed to figure out how we were gonna do that. They were trying to tell us $200 just to go from Vegas to New York, one way. I'm like, no, that's crazy. So what we did was, we figured out a cheap flight to go from Vegas to Denver, Colorado, and then Denver, Colorado back to New York, which was way cheaper to stay in Denver for the day. There was 3 of us. Stay in Denver for the day than it was from Vegas back to New York. And then we got to explore another city. Why not? It was lit. It was fun. Okay. Another tip I can give you is to join all the flight and hotel rewards programs, because points add up. The points that add up give you free trips and budget friendly options. Okay. So because I had enough points on JetBlue, I was able to go from New York to Vegas for only $56. Okay, poppin'. I also saved money while I was in Vegas because I had the Caesars rewards. So they gave me a rewards discount for having an account with them. And 9 out of 10, most of these accounts are free. All it takes is to sign up. That's a tip you should follow. Also, if you have good credit, try to find travel rewards credit cards. I know Chase has one, Amex, and all those cards, because most of the time you either get free check luggage or you could get points that you can use for later travels. Another budget friendly option. So that's really it for my budget friendly options. If I could figure out more, if you guys have any, comment them down below. If I figure out more, then I will most likely make a part 2. If you guys want a part 2, let me know, and if I can figure out other options, I'll do a part 2. But this is what I use, these tips and tricks that I used. Do you for you. Do what works for you. Just because I'm giving you these options and these worked for me doesn't mean you have to follow it if you don't want to. I'm not putting a gun to your head, okay? Okay. Do what works for you. That's all I gotta say, and this is what I say on my channel all the time, because what works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. Okay? Have fun with it. Enjoy your travels. It's lit. It's fun. Traveling is bomb. Okay? Alright, I'm off this. If you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to comment down one of your travel friendly tips that you enjoyed from this video, or comment down a travel tip that you have for me that worked for you, because I love to learn. So comment something down below. Okay? Give us a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, put in your post notifications, and I love you guys. Bye.